Hello, good morning. Our topic for today is all about sequence. Our objective is to define sequence and calculate the general term of a sequence. Let's define first what is sequence. Sequence is a logical order or arrangement of values defined by a general term or nth term. Ibig sabihin, ito po ay order or pagkakaayos ng mga values or ng mga number gamit ang general term or yung nth term. At sa madaling salita, ito din po ay ang list of things or usually numbers that are in order. Okay. So, I have here sequence 3, 5, 7, 9. So, number 3 is the first term. Number 5 is the second term. 7 is the third term. 9 is the fourth term. And these three dots here means goes on forever or infinite. May walang katapusan or walang hangganan. So, these numbers, it calls a term, no? Tinatawag po natin tong term, element, or member ng isang sequence. Okay? Let's have an example. The set of counting numbers. Ano ba yung set of counting numbers? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, our general term here is A sub n equals n. Okay? Ito po yung general term or yung pinaka-formula kung paano nakuha si counting numbers. Okay? So, how do we get the first term? Okay, 1. Paano natin nakuha yan? Okay, first term, we denote the first term as A sub 1. Okay? A sub 1. A sub 1 is equal to 1. We substitute the term here dito sa ating letter N. No? Isa-substitute lang po natin. For the second term, we denote the second term as A sub 2. Okay? Kung ano yung number dito sa ating sub number, ayun po yung isa-substitute natin kay letter N. So, our second term is 2. A sub 2 is equal to 2. And the third term, we have A sub 3 equals to 3. For the fourth term, we have A sub 4 equals 4. Okay, so on and so forth. Let's have another example. The powers of 2. When we say the powers of 2, no, naka-raise po si 2 sa mga numbers. Okay? Halimbawa is 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 4, and so on and so forth. So, the general term po for this sequence is A sub n equals 2 raised to n. Okay? Yung n, ito po yung term natin na isinasubstitute natin dito sa kabilang n. Okay? So, let's have the first term of sequence. We have, so the first term, A sub 1 equals 2 raised to 1. Saan galing si 1 dito? Dito po siya galing kasi sinubstitute po natin yung value ni n dito kay n, no? Naging 1. Okay, 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. Kaya meron po tayong 2 dito. And let's have the second term. A sub 2 equals 2 raised to 2 equals 4. Paano natin nakuha yung 4? 2 raised to 2. 2 raised to 2 is, it is equal din po siya sa 2 times 2. Okay? Equal din po siya doon. Kaya naging 4. Okay. Okay. Next, we have a sub 3 equals 2 raised to 3. O 2 raised to 3, paano natin nakuha yung 2 raised to 3? We have 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. So next, a sub 4. No, for the fourth term, a sub 4 equals 2 raised to 4. 2 raised to 4, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. No? 2 times 2 is 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. Okay? So ito po ang ating fourth term. Question, what are the next three terms of the sequence? I want you to pause this video and I want you to solve for the next three terms of the sequence using our general term. Ano ba yung tatlong terms na susunod kay 16? Okay? Okay, make sure that you paused it and you tried to solve the next three terms. So, what are the next three terms of the sequence? It is a sub 5 equals 2 raised to 5. So, meron tayong limang 2 na i-multiply. So, 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16 times 2 is what? 32. Okay. Next. What's the next term? We have a sub 6. A sub 6 equals 2 raised to 6. Okay? So, may 6 na 2 tayong i-multiply. So, 2 times 2 is 2. Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. Times 2 is 32. Times 2 is 64. Okay, for the last term, for the seventh term, a sub 7, we have a sub 7 equals 2 raised to 7. What is the answer here? We have 128. I hope you got the correct answer for the next three terms of this sequence. Very good. Okay, next. So let's have another example. Sequence containing the multiples of 5 between 11 and 60. If the general term is a sub n equals 5 times n plus 2, what are the multiples of 5 between 11 and 60? So let's find the multiples of 5 between 11 and 60 using this general term. Let's have the first term, a sub 1. We have a sub 1 equals 5 times 1 plus 2. Saan po nakuha si 1 dito? No, dito po sa ating sub number. Isa-substitute lang po natin si sub number dito sa ating letter N dito sa ating general term. So we have 5 times 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Next, we have the a sub 2. A sub 2, second term, equals 5 times 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay? a sub 3. For the third term, 5 times 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Okay. Next, for the fourth term, we have a sub 4 equals 5 times 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. 5 times 6 is 30. So for the fifth term, a sub 5 equals 5 times 5 plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 times 7 equals 35. Next, we have for the sixth term, we have a sub 6 equals 5 times 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8. 8 times 5 is 40. For the seventh term, a sub 7 equals 5 times the sum of 7 and 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9. 5 times 9 is 45. Okay. For the eighth term, a sub 8 equals 5 times 8 plus 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay. 5 times 10 is 50. Okay, for the ninth term, we have okay, for the ninth term, we have a sub 9 equals 5 times 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is 11, and 11 times 5 is 55. So, these numbers are the sequence and multiples of 5 between 11 and 60. Okay, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. Okay, so this sequence is called finite sequence. Kasi po, nabibilang natin or we have a discrete numbers. No? Hindi siya katulad ng infinite na may nawalang hangganan, na walang katapusan. Okay, so let's define infinite sequence. It is a sequence whose terms are continuous and does not have a last term. No? Whose terms are continuous, ibig sabihin tuloy-tuloy, and does not have last term. Walang last term. Hindi natin matutukoy kasi nga tuloy-tuloy yung infinite sequence. Okay? So, ito po, a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, a sub 5, a sub 6 po to. A sub 6, a sub 7, so on and so forth. So, these 3 dots or the ellipses, no, at the end of any sequence signifies the continuity of the term. Ayan. Okay. So, let's define naman kung ano ang finite sequence. When we say finite sequence, it is a sequence whose number of terms is discrete and has last term. The last term of a finite sequence is denoted by a sub n. Okay, katulad dito sa ating example. Na a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, dot, 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 a sub n minus 2, a sub n minus 1. And for the last term is a sub n. Okay, so what is the difference between infinite and finite? So, infinite does not have last term, while finite has a last term. Infinite, it is a continuous, while finite sequence, it has discrete terms. Okay? Okay, let's try to find the first 3 terms of the sequence whose general term is a sub n equals to the sum of n squared and 3 multiplied by 3n over 2. All we have to do here is to substitute the sub number dito po sa ating a sub n. Okay? Doon po, isa-substitute natin yung number of terms kay letter n to find yung first term, second term, and the third term. So let's have a sub 1 for the first term. Let's substitute the number of term dito kay letter n, which is yung 1. We have 3 times 1 times 1 squared plus 3 over 2. Unahin muna natin yung mga nasa parentheses. 1 squared is 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay? 3 times 1 is 3, of course, over 2. 3. So we have 3 times 4 over 2. 3 times 4 is 12 over 2. 12 over 2 or 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay. So for the second term, we have a sub 2 equals 3 times 2 times 2 squared plus 3 over 2. Unahin ulit natin yung naka-parenthesis. 2 times 2 raised to 2 is 4. 2 raised to 2 is 4 plus 3. Ano po? 7. Ito, 7. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? Over 2. So 6 times 7, we have 42 over 2. 42 divided by 2, we have 21. So for the third term, substitute lang natin si 3 sa letter n natin dito. Ating general term, we have 3 times 3 times 3 squared plus 3. 3 squared is 9. Okay? 9 plus 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 times 12 over 2. 9 times 12 equals 108 over 2. 108 over 2 is 54. Okay? So to sum it up, sequence is a list of things that are in order. Infinite sequence, it is a sequence whose terms are continuous and do not have a last term. While the finite sequence, whose number terms is discrete and has a last term. Okay? So for your learning task 1 po ito, or Sitwork number 1. Find the first 5 terms for each of the following general term of the sequence. Okay, hahanapin nyo po yung 5 terms, each of these following item po. Okay, saan po ipapasa? Ipapasa po ito sa inyong drive. Okay, pangalanan nyo po yung picture ng Sitwork number 1. And for your asynchronous, answer the book on page 15 to 16, worksheet 1.1, letter B. Okay? And if you have any question, magtanong lang po sa GC natin. Okay? Goodbye, grade 10. Thank you for listening. I hope you're learning.